This is part 35 of our Minish Cap walkthrough. We're going to continue exploring the Temple of Droplets.
You almost forget the name of the dungeon.
I almost forgot the name of the dungeon. Well, I always get like fortress or dungeon or temple.
They're three words, man. It's tough for you, Red.
It is. 3 words at once is a lot for me, okay? So I don't claim to be a genius.
He doesn't like Skykeep, but he likes the names like Skykeep.
I know, those are nice and simple.
One bangers right there, right to bat.
But anyway.
What time are we doing in this part?
I don't know. I'm done now. I can't remember the 3 names.
No, we get the dungeon item, and we also face off against the mini-boss.
Yep.
But I think one thing that we actually forgot to mention in the last part was that we actually got all 3 items of the dungeon in that first part.
Which is very unusual.
It's extremely unusual, because you usually don't get the big key that early.
Usually, yeah, you get the dungeon item before you get the big key. I mean, we've already used the big key.
The only thing I could think of that we got the items quicker than that was Thieves' hideout.
Oh my gosh,
it went to the past.
Yeah.
It went to the past if you go the right way. Was it called Thieves' Town, maybe?
Thieves' Town.
There's like 20 different names.
Thieves' Town was the name of Kakariko Village in the Dark World.
Yeah.
Thieves'
It's also called Gargoyle's Domain. There's like 3 different names for that, actually. I was thinking Link Between Worlds is actually Thieves' Hideout.
Yeah.
That's the name of that one. But I totally forgot I was even talking about
the dungeon item. We got it quick.
Oh yeah. That's okay. Now remember. I was talking about,
we're all discombobulated.
Man, I started talking. Sometimes we start talking, man, and we're just like, what were we even talking about in the first place?
Normally, we're sitting here laughing at ourselves.
Why don't you look at this TV with Zelda on it? Like,
we don't need to talk about this stuff. We'll do another stupid ice block puzzle. We don't need to talk about this.
This one was tough, man. I had to, the big key caused me a lot of problems.
Yeah.
That one right there, there's not even as many variables as there are in the big key one, but that was a tough one. It took me a while.
Yeah, you got to find the right block to start. And then once you do, it's not bad, but figuring out which one to start with is
like I said, I said earlier, there's so many different combinations.
Yeah.
But right there, you can also push those off the edge too, can't you?
Oh, yep. And I think you have to leave the room and come back. If I'm not mistaken.
Either that or the
resets.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure exactly what happens because I don't ever screw up in Zelda games.
No, never.
But I think it resets for some reason.
Man, it's either resets or you have to leave the room. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's one of those 2.
I hate these guys.
Pestos. They're called pestos. They're pest.
They are absolutely. Boom shot. Boom. No, they're just. You can't escape them on the lily pad. I guess you can jump in the water if you want, but I mean, it's just. And they don't do a ton of damage.
And they knock you back a little bit too, don't they? So it can actually knock you off that lily pad.
Yeah, you just have no room to dodge them. It's just annoying.
Now this is a room right here I really don't care for because. We don't have that many dark rooms, I don't think, in this.
Not yet at all.
Okay. Actually, I can't remember later on if we do or not.
But up to this point.
Yeah, we've not had any, so. Well, is there dark rooms later on in this dungeon or not?
Maybe in Dark Hyrule Castle, but.
No, I'm talking about Temple of Droplets.
Oh, I don't think
I cannot remember if there's any dark rooms other than that room right there.
If there are, there aren't many.
Yeah. Now, you might remember we mentioned, I think in part 33, when we were getting a heart piece, we were talking about these scissor beetles and how you kill with the magical boomerang.
Yep.
And you can see right here that if you hit them from the side or the back, it's just so much easier.
It is. It stuns them completely.
Yeah, to use that magical boomerang.
Again, you can't get them in the front. You tried to hit them in the face.
You got it, man. Calm down. Think about what you're going to say.
Let me take a sip of my beer here. Time out.
And then you got it.
Alright, we're good.
Now that right there, that's the spin tech that sped up earlier, right?
Yeah.
We got the upgrade, I think in
one of
33. I think it's 1 to 30 parts.
Yeah.
We got that one.
But it's not much quicker though.
It's really not. Now, you know what? For some reason, it says sped up your spin attack. I wouldn't think that actually increases your speed on the spin attack because we get you're wrong because you're wrong.
Okay, because I don't know where they're going with this.
Because I'm gonna get there eventually. Just give me a second. I'm gonna get there.
I'm still sipping on my beer. So you're good.
We get a split gauge upgrade later on that makes that thing
goes quicker.
Gauge to go a lot quicker. So that was actually what we got earlier. Speeds up. Oh my god!
So
I'm not ready to quit myself again. We speds up your spin attack or whatever.
We as you can tell, we are struggling right now.
Man, well, I had 3 different S's right there.
That's a lot.
Sped up your spin. Well, there's 2. That's good enough. We're from the country. 2 S's is hard enough.
It is. Now going back just a minute ago,
that might have been our worst minute of commentary ever.
That was not our finest moment.
What if an annotation? Just skip the next minute
Yeah,
half of the
just skip.
commentary.
We didn't do anything important. Don't worry. But about a minute ago, there was a really cool sequence where we opened up and got some of the sunlight into that main room, that the hub room, I guess you would call it, this dungeon that has the element in it. And I think there's 3 of those doors we have to open, or roofs or whatever.
Yeah, 3 or 4. For some reason, I think it's 3.
I think it's 3 too, to get the sunlight to melt all the way through to free up that element.
Yeah. Because it'll be like left side later on. Now, I want to say like the last one, it does like the whole top part of
I think
the
it does.
ice.
I think it does. So that's what basically we're going to be spending the rest of the dungeon doing. And honestly, we've been spending the last third of it as well.
I tell you what, a blade trap like on ice, that's just not a good combination right there.
I think that's the only time we really have to deal with that.
It is.
But that is so annoying.
It kind of reminds me of Link to the Past, where you had that one room like where it's just an ice walkway with all edges, and you had that that fireball thing spinning around.
God, that was frustrating.
That's kind of very similar to that right there.
Just so terrible. I'm with you on that. But man, that's just a deadly combo. Room. Well, any of those rooms that are ice pathways are just awful. We're not fans.
I hate this room right here because you gotta go downstairs, push the switch, go upstairs, push the other switch because you like close that walkway or whatever, and then you gotta come back down here.
This is one of the few times that I don't like using the sunlight to melt the ice. This part is a little tedious.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they could. Yes, they could design it differently because they had choice on exactly what they wanted to design. But yeah, I just like going back and forth 3 times. I was just like,
It's like you have to close the thing to get to the switch and then reopen it. I'm with you on that. I'm actually.
I mean, I guess it's you can only kind of go to that area right there. So I mean, I guess it's really not that hard of a puzzle because if you think about it, that's probably the sequence you would have taken right there.
The hardest part of the puzzle is trying to get to this switch.
It was. I saw me slip on ice. Don't you worry.
Shoot, trust me. I'm in this. I can't stand ice. You know that.
You seem to forget that recording numbers are like. We record 85% of the games, so you're 15.
Hey, I know.
So you get to sit here and laugh at me.
It gives me a lot of opportunities to laugh at your gameplay, and I will not deny
Well, see, the thing is, I know exactly where they're at, and I just try to talk right through them. And like I said,
it's a good strategy.
You never forget about them.
It's a good strategy, Cotton.
It's like you got them writing down like what exact time they actually occurred.
Well, to be honest, I do write down a lot of your mess ups, so like I want to laugh at that, which is harsh. I know, and I apologize.
Hey. We're not perfect in Zelda, we'll admit it.
And we like to have fun with our videos.
Exactly. It makes it more fun when you're doing stupid stuff.
Exactly. Speaking of kind of stupid, I know you weren't a big fan of them reusing this actually, it was a full-blown boss.
It's a full-blown boss from the Deepwood Shrine, Big Choo Choo.
Yeah, this one is a little bit different though.
It is different. Like it's got like electric. It's electric. Big Choo Choo, which it actually can shock you and hurt you when it's doing this stuff. Gosh, I'm struggling. Just struggling for words right now, man.
I struggled with this fight. Now, you're struggling with words. I struggled with this fight. It was brutal. Like the jumping around he does here in a minute, and the shocking. I could not get that dust jar.
I mean, the first one you have to worry about the shocking, and this one you do have to worry about the shocking. He's electrified quite a good amount in the fights.
And I just could not get my gust jar lined up with the base. I struggled, and especially when he's jumping around. And he shocks you and lands on you.
Yeah, well, he also jumps around, I think, more in this one than he did in the first one.
And I guess it makes sense, though, that like he's much later in the game. He's going to be a tougher fight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't like them when they reuse bosses or mini-bosses or a boss for a mini-boss. Just like, come up with a new idea. Like, they really didn't really didn't repeat a lot of things in this game.
No, not much at all.
So, like, why do it here?
Yeah. Plus, I felt like this particular guy fit Deepwood Shrine.
He did
really well, and even though he's blue, the color matches here. But
that is true. That is true. But where does the electric part come from?
Plus, is this like the only Chew that we see in this dungeon?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's not another Chew in this dungeon, but
so he seems like he doesn't really fit.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He'd be more of a water or ice kind of type boss. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, at least the last one is, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. But man, this guy
makes it. The final boss makes up for it.
Yeah, this guy did frustrate the heck out of me, though. Once we beat him, though, we do finally get the dungeon item, which is handy. So.
It's actually very, like, you'll see here in a second, the dungeon item we get, it's actually very late for, like, we get this dungeon item a lot in Zelda games, and we get it very late in a Zelda game.
We can go ahead and spoil it, we're almost there. It's the lantern.
10-second spoiler. 10-second spoiler. It's called a flame lantern, actually.
Yeah, it's basically your lamp in any other Zelda game. And you're right, it just seems very late compared to other Zelda games to finally be getting this particular dungeon item. But now that we've beaten the mini-boss, gotten the lantern, this will wrap up part 35 of the Minish Cap.